You probably recognize this picture. It's a picture of a double helix DNA. Now, most people think your genes are your genes. You can't change them. You're born the way you are. But if you'll stick with me for the next few minutes, I'm going to share 3 pieces of the most astounding, groundbreaking new medical science with you. I'm going to share with you how you can prevent any disease simply by changing your genes yourself without drugs, surgery, or doctors. How you can reverse your age and increase your energy without moving out of the chair you're sitting in right now in front of your computer. How you can lose up to 100 or even 150 pounds of stubborn fat in just 30 minutes a week without dieting. Now, this may sound like science fiction or pseudo-medical research someone found on the internet. I understand your skepticism, but if you'll give me the benefit of the doubt over the next few minutes, you'll see that everything I just said is backed by reputable scientific research, often using double-blind placebo-controlled trials and recognized by peer-reviewed journals. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the first piece. Did you know you can literally change your DNA by eating a certain group of 10 superfoods? In fact, now that we've sequenced the human genome, we can even target the exact genes in your body that cause high-risk disease. Imagine that. If you have a family history of certain diseases, you can prevent and even stop it simply by eating 1 or 2 of these 10 superfoods, and it won't cost you much. You can get these 10 superfoods in almost any grocery store. The University of Pittsburgh has confirmed that one of these superfoods can prevent the growth of breast cancer, and another one, surprisingly, has more protein per calories than a steak. Now, why is this important, aside from stopping disease? What you may or may not know is our genes are actually designed to stop working after we turn age 50. Why? Because genes only have 2 jobs. 1, to get us to survive until reproductive age. Then 2, reproduce and raise children for the next cycle. That's it. In most cases, people have accomplished that by the age of 50. Genes at this point can give up and not care. This leads to several health issues related to aging. Fortunately, there's a Los Angeles doctor who has discovered how to outsmart your genes. And in fact, he's seeing new science that's happening right now, where you can download new software into your genes to repair, enhance, or optimize them, just like in that Hollywood blockbuster, The Matrix. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how you can get access to that list of 10 superfoods. But first, let me talk to you about reversing your age. Did you know you can reverse the effects of aging simply by making a few simple shifts for 10 minutes a day while sitting in a chair, just like the one you're sitting in right now as you watch this presentation? A PhD from Israel has made it her life's work for the last 25 years to study these simple shifts. And she's actually discovered that there are certain body parts that usually don't get exercised. And when you use them, you can actually activate hidden areas of your brain, so you can increase memory, reverse aging, and maximize mental energy. In fact, if you want to take it a step further, here's what else she's discovered. You can cure brain disease simply by walking in a unique way to your car every morning. Furthermore, you can improve your memory by walking through a mall, and there's a free mobile app for your iPhone or Droid that can help you prevent Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, and dementia. Now, these may sound like odd ways to prevent brain disease, but what's more surprising are the things that are causing us to age unnecessarily. For instance, you may have a morning routine right now that you do every day out of habit. And if that's the case, you are drastically shortening your lifespan without knowing it. In fact, if you're like 90% of Americans, you may have 3 very common morning rituals that's the root cause in America's rise in heart disease, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and obesity. At the end of this presentation, I'll show you how you can get access to a free bonus video on how to practice these small shifts in your daily life. Let's move on to the third piece of today's message. Believe it or not, you can lose 100 to 150 pounds with just 30 minutes of exercise a week. In other words, you don't have to go through boot camp, starve on an island, nor become a contestant on The Biggest Loser to make drastic differences to your weight. In fact, you can stop counting calories too. The Canadian doctor who's figured this out has helped over 7,000 men and women lose nearly 120,000 pounds of body fat over the last 3 years. Think about that for a second. 120,000 pounds. The average SUV is about 4,000 pounds. So this doctor has made the equivalent of 30 Ford Escapes literally vanish into thin air. But we can do better than that. Did you know NASA discovered a way for you to lose stubborn fat 3 times faster using 2 bags of ice? Here's another one. In Sweden, they taught a group of overweight people to act like teenagers. They lost 17 pounds in 10 weeks. But the funny thing is, when they checked in on them a year and a half later, they were still shedding pounds. And one last one. You may remember the morning after pill. But did you know there's a moment after remedy for when you cheat on your diet? You'll be surprised to hear it's 2 tablespoons of a common household item. You probably have it in your kitchen. And if you ingest this common household item within 5 minutes of that donut or chocolate you weren't supposed to have, this strange remedy instantly minimizes fat gain. At the end of this presentation, I'll show you how you can get your hands on a very exclusive interview with the Canadian doctor who's helped over 7,000 men and women lose over 120,000 pounds in body fat, along with the health tips I just mentioned. So you're probably wondering right now, what is the Future of Health Now? We are a health news website, and we source, research, and report on cutting-edge medical science, healing expertise, and health innovations, 8 to 10 years before they become mainstream. How can we do this? Through careful vetting. We look to ensure the knowledge we bring to the table is validated by science, approved by peers, and proven by test subjects. We're also very picky about which experts we put in front of the members of the Future of Health Now. Now, after hearing that, the first thing you may be thinking is, do we really need another health newsletter? After all, there's a tremendous glut of health information out there already. From WebMD to the Mayo Clinic, we recently surveyed our readers, and several had concerns about who to trust, what advice to act on, and generally feeling overwhelmed. It's especially hard when you read something online and your doctor dismisses it as mumbo-jumbo and refuses to listen. It's like they're treating you as a kid again. Fact is, a lot of these health information sites are not very objective at all. They're downright biased even. Some are profit-driven, they want advertising dollars, or they have a line of supplements to sell you behind the scenes. Others are looking to trick Google by publishing as much content as they can, no matter how unqualified their information is. And what's worse, many of these sites simply copy each other's content. Forgetting copyright laws, these very websites which are purporting to help you are actually spreading disinformation about health, virally. Personally, I got tired of seeing these bad practices from online publishers. That's why I left working for a major investment firm to work with the Future of Health Now. It has become my daily drive and passion. Here are my thoughts. In this day and age, anyone and everyone with a computer and online access can become a publisher in less than 5 minutes. Sure, that's great for democracy and freedom of speech, but that's not so great when it comes to getting correct, proven health information. Here at the Future of Health Now, we have a simple belief. Lives are at risk with the wrong information. And it's not just the internet. Some doctors themselves are just as guilty. Many leave medical school and don't bother to upgrade their degrees, knowledge, or expertise. Many treat you based on science that's 20, 30, even 40 years old, depending on when they graduated. And it doesn't help that they have maybe 5 to 10 minutes to see you these days. What with the budget cuts in the economy. If you or a family member has ever been misdiagnosed, you'll know exactly what I mean. But listen, I'm not here to talk about doctors, big pharma, or the FDA. That's not what this presentation is about. I only want to serve the members of the Future of Health Now and deliver the best knowledge to as many people as possible. I understand how angry you may be at the medical world. I understand how fearful our members are of becoming dependent on others. I understand how confusing it is to tell the truth from the lies. But I also want you to know that, provided the right vetting process, you can get cutting-edge health information that's proven and validated. In my line of work, I see these health technologies. I'm amazed at what's out there. Many of these technologies are 8 to 10 years out before mainstream media will pick up on them. For instance, did you know there's a device out there you can hold in the palm of your hands that if you did for just 12 minutes a day would drastically lower your blood pressure? It sounds far-fetched, but there are 13 published clinical journals backing up this device, along with FTC and FDA approval. Why haven't you heard of this tool if it can save millions of lives from hypertension, stroke, and heart-related disease? Simple. It's too far ahead of its time. But here at the Future of Health Now, we try to close that gap. Here's another one. Did you know you can protect yourself from 10 common diseases and 17 varieties of cancer for less than $15 a day? It's a simple vitamin that more than 75% of people are deficient in. But here's the maddening thing. Even with 528 trials to back up the studies proving how bad this deficiency epidemic is, the government has actually declared it's unsafe to take a larger dose of this beneficial vitamin due to unfounded health risks. Truth is, There are a lot of real, valuable, authentic health science research out there that's simply not floating up to the top. In fact, as you watch this presentation right now, there's a 1 in 2 chance you have a new disease that's so subtle, so insidious, so slow in its attack, the medical community does not recognize it as a disease. Leading scientists we have interviewed here at the Future of Health Now, however, know exactly how dangerous this new disease is. Many researchers are now saying it's the root cause to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, dementia, and inflammatory diseases for the past 40 years. In fact, 2/3 of the heart attack cases that walk into the ER are actually caused by this new disease. Believe it or not, a lot of this has to do with the food we purchase at the grocery store. Over the past 40 years or so, manufacturers have snuck a cocaine-like substance into almost all of our food and beverages. In any given year, it's estimated that the average American consumes 180 pounds of this poison. The question here is, who can you trust to deliver the most relevant, timely, and useful health information? That was the same concern the founders of the Future of Health Now had too. So we put our heads together to create core guidelines about who we would interview as experts and what health information we'd share in our online newsletter. Here's the vetting process we strive for before we interview an expert. Whatever medical researcher claims they made, it had to be backed scientifically. That means there had to be lab studies. In a perfect world, these studies took place in a third-party lab, so it was completely unbiased. Furthermore, these lab studies ideally included double-blind, randomized, controlled human trials, and once there were lab results, we wanted them published in reputable, peer-reviewed journals. Next, each expert had to share with our audience tangible, doable actions that anyone could do immediately after listening to the interview. And finally, just for fun, we wanted them to bust some of the biggest health myths they knew of, things that we've blindly taken for common wisdom and common sense. Frankly, we were surprised by some of their answers, especially around weight loss. For example, did you know that eating less and exercising more is the absolutely wrong way to lose weight? In fact, if you've ever been told you eat too much, you can't control yourself, or you're just lazy, and that's why you're overweight, it's now scientifically proven that that's just not true. The truth is, willpower is the worst way to go about shedding the pounds. Have you ever skipped meals only to binge later? There's actually a much simpler and effective way to lose weight that we share with the Future of Health Now members. Or how about this? You may have been told to never eat out. Well, you can go out to eat for 2/3 of your meals per day if you follow a simple 3-word rule, which you'll discover in the Future of Health Now. We also discovered a startling fact about what never to eat before going to bed. But the most turn your world upside down health fact we got was that the food pyramid was actually never medically proven to work. In fact, we found out the US government spent over $500,000 in the late 70s and early 80s trying to fit this square peg into a round hole. And that's not the worst of it. Health experts are now discovering that this balanced diet is the cause for the exponential growth in obesity, diseases, and especially diabetes in our country today. So here you are, being told you're eating too much, not moving around enough, and made to feel guilty, when it's actually not your fault. When it came to exercise, the myths our experts blew up were even more astounding. For example, did you know going after six-pack abs is actually a big waste of time if you want to live a longer, healthier life? Or how stretching before you exercise can actually lead to brain damage down the line? Surprising, isn't it? And speaking of your brain and aging, here's a myth we've all been led to believe. You lose your short-term memory and even long-term memories as you age. Not true. Not true at all. But here are some common everyday activities you may want to reconsider and stop doing right now. You've been told to be cool, calm, and collected all your adult life. That's actually shortening your lifespan. You want to act like a teenager instead. In fact, there are times when planning ahead may contribute to brain disease. And if you do crossword puzzles, you may think you're exercising your brain, but it may be the contrary. So as you see, just by asking our experts what health myths they could bust, we were able to uncover several little-known mistakes we were doing every day and not knowing how dangerous they were. Now, currently, there are 24 experts we vetted, background checked, and interviewed inside the membership area of the Future of Health Now. We will continue to source and seek out these experts in future months. But I just want to share quickly how we came to choose these first 24 health innovators, researchers, and leading authority figures. Using our criteria above, we were quickly disqualifying people. In fact, when we first announced what we set out to accomplish with the Future of Health Now, we had thousands of applicants. We were saying no to at least 1 out of every 20 applicants. Our mantra during our launch was 1,000 stories isn't a study. Frankly, a lot of the dubious experts you see online came out of the woodwork and saw us as a good place to promote their website, supplement, or newsletter. We said no to most of them. When all was said and done, we had 40 to 50 initial health experts to choose from. We were so rigorous in our vetting process, we even turned down successful doctors with best-selling books and publications, the #1 chiropractor in America, and even one of Suzanne Summers' personal doctors. Some of them simply were not cutting edge enough for us. We had to live up to our name, the Future of Health Now. We even went so far as to ask a few experts to change their web presence if the website did not look reputable. In another instance, we asked an expert to change their credentials because they couldn't back it up with an appropriate degree. That's how rigorous we were in vetting our health experts. It was worth it. When all was said and done, we had whittled our list of interviews down to 24 experts we knew could deliver the highest value to our audience. Here are just a few of the experts we attracted, vetted, and interviewed in the first few months of the Future of Health Now. A health expert who has read every single book on obesity printed in the last 150 years. He'll reveal the one and only true, proven way to lose weight that we've lost sight of over the last 50 years. A professor of psychiatry who's interviewed more than 100,000 mental health professionals face to face. He'll share some of his deepest insights on how our mind works and how you can reverse the effects of aging by training your brain. A Californian doctor who has reviewed over 60,000 brain scans in over 90 countries. He has new knowledge into how our brain affects nearly everything else in our lives. A nutritional coach and exercise physiologist who has coached hundreds of elite athletes, professionals, and Olympic gold medalists. He'll share how to eat properly and exercise the correct way. We even found a former NASA scientist who now invents proven new medical technologies that can fit in the palm of your hand. And that's just the beginning. Altogether, these first batch of experts have appeared in media outlets like The Wall Street Journal, The Washington Post, Science Magazine, New York Times Magazine, Huffington Post, Reader's Digest, People, 17, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Atlantic, Glamour Magazine, Teen Vogue, Muscle Media, Oprah.com, Cosmo Girl, and were invited to be guests on networks and talk shows like Good Morning America, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, NPR, Men's Health, The Dr. Oz Show, Fox and Friends, The Nate Berkus Show. Several of them are New York Times best-selling authors. Move into Life by Anat Banyal. Why We Get Fat by Gary Taubes. Body for Life by Bill Phillips. The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. Mindsight by Daniel J. Siegel, and these others. And they had degrees from Harvard, Stanford, Columbia, Cambridge, UCLA, UC Berkeley, and Mount Sinai School of Medicine. What's more, they sit on reputable boards as chairpersons, advisors, and faculty. They've won awards from peers and government. And what's more, when the founders of the Future of Health Now started to share what they were doing, the results they were getting, and the caliber of people, interviews, and knowledge they were sharing, we got some very powerful, influential attention. In fact, one of the Future of Health Now contributors is a member of the Medical and Scientific Advisory Board at Whole Foods Market. What's more, we interviewed their co-CEO, John Mackey. We chatted about some of the health initiatives they were pursuing as a company. I don't think you can name a health newsletter, online or off, that has developed relationships of this caliber. Whole Foods is the 10th largest grocer in the world, by the way. But it gets better. We have the attention of a San Francisco-based venture firm, Zenith Capital. Most health newsletters are not taken seriously enough to get venture capital. But because we have a bigger vision, a stronger sense of mission, and a deep, genuine passion for delivering the best health information to our membership, we have interest from venture capital. And that's not all. Because we're leading from the heart and not from the wallet, we've partnered with the X Prize Foundation. They fund projects that bring out the best in human innovation. In 2003, they helped develop Spaceship One. It's the first privately developed manned spacecraft in history. Today, X Prize works to advance the fields of energy, biology, medical science, space, and engineering. Not to brag, but these are simply not things you'd find a regular health newsletter doing. And we're not stopping there. We want to continue to deliver high-value expertise, knowledge, and advice to our members. That's what the Future of Health Now stands for. to bring you health advice that's 8 to 10 years ahead of the mainstream. Here are some things we'll cover in future months. Research like how a 10-year Harvard study has proven that drinking 2 glasses of a unique liquid each day can help you lose weight and keep it off, even if you don't change your diet, exercise schedule, or anything else. How the National Institute of Health has spent over $100 million in an ongoing trial that shows diabetes is most effectively treated when a patient adds this one simple lifestyle change. It's not diet, exercise, or sleep. And how leading medical researchers now believe that there's a very good chance we may have the science to live forever in just 15 years' time. And the best part is, you'll get all this research, health advice, and expertise the moment you become a Future of Health Now member. But all this is just the beginning. You see, every month, the Future of Health Now scours every corner of the planet for medical research, health innovations, and unheard of cures that are simply too new, too cutting edge, too obscure to receive the media and mainstream attention. But we're not just bringing any bright, shiny object to our membership. As you already know, we have a strict, rigorous vetting process. We have a promise of integrity to you. So anything you see, hear, or read about inside the Future of Health Now will be carefully researched, vetted, and verified. Here at the Future of Health Now, we know there's an overwhelming glut of health advice from experts available online. We also know lives are at risk with the wrong health information. And we know sorting through the noise, clutter, disinformation, smoke, and mirrors is a difficult, if not impossible, task. And that's where we come in. So what does becoming a Future of Health Now member mean exactly? And how do you become one? Whether you're looking for answers for yourself or your loved ones, the Future of Health Now will provide you with the information and answers you need to take control of your health. Right now, there are over 24 interviews we've done with leading scientists, doctors, and health innovators. You will get instant access to all 24 interviews the moment you become a member of the Future of Health Now. Everything you've heard about in this video presentation so far is revealed in detail inside the private membership site. Inside, you'll discover the 10 superfoods you can eat starting today that will change your DNA makeup and stop your family's history of disease. Several small shifts you can do while sitting in front of your computer or TV that would activate hidden parts of your brain to help you increase memory, maximize mental energy, and reverse aging. Strange and unique but highly effective ways to lose stubborn fat and keep it off, sometimes with just 30 minutes of exercise a week. The FTC and FDA approved handheld medical device that lowers your blood pressure. All you have to do is hold it for 12 minutes a day. The forgotten vitamin that can prevent 10 common diseases and over 17 varieties of cancer. And that's just the beginning. You will continue to get new cutting-edge health information as we source them, find them, and vet them. So if you'd like to join our community of health-conscious individuals, if you'd like to get health information that won't be mainstream for at least another 8 to 10 years, if you'd like to take control back of your body, health, and life, I only have 2 small things left to say. First, I'm going to tell you how you can be one of the very first people to join the Future of Health Now today at up to a 60% discount. And then I'm going to answer a few questions I get from people interested in joining us. So let's start with your discount. Chances are you know of other health newsletters. You may even subscribe to several of them. They range anywhere from $67 a year to tens of thousands for highly technical medical research ones. The lower price newsletters can be suspect. They usually have a line of supplements ready to sell to you. In fact, I have a friend who complains he gets more promotions than content with some of these. On the other side, the higher-end research papers may not be in everyone's reach. Plus, they are dense and hard to understand. They are, after all, scientific medical journals for academics. Obviously, our goal here with the Future of Health Now is to get this information into your hands in the simplest way possible and to as many people as possible, while still respecting the amount of time, value, work, research, and content that goes into producing this publication each and every month. So we've created 2 simple options for you. The first is our standard rate for a monthly membership, which is $37 per month. That's just $1.25 a day, which is less than what most people spend at Starbucks every day. But since you're giving us the trust, respect, and time to watch this presentation, since you've made a commitment to us, we'd like to return the favor. I'd like to offer you a massive discount and cut the price by almost 50% to just $19.97 a month when you join today. That's less than 70 cents per day for information and context that will change the direction of your health by the time you're finished watching the very first video. Now, the second option is our annual membership. If you commit to joining the Future of Health Now for an entire year, I'm going to provide you with a full 12-month membership, which is a $444 value, for one single payment of just $177. That's an incredible 60% discount off the full price for a 12-month membership and brings the equivalent monthly price down from $37 a month to just $14.75 a month. So you can either choose from a 50% discount on the monthly rate or join for a year and get a 60% discount on the annual rate. Obviously, I want you to join for a full year because that's how you get the most value from your membership, which is why I'm offering you such an insanely large discount on that option. Please understand that this extremely special offer is not available on the Future of Health Now website. This discount is only available right now during this presentation. Now, whether you pay full price tomorrow or join today at a 60% discount, your membership comes with a 60-day money-back, no questions asked guarantee. So if you join us and you decide later it's just not for you, you can simply head over to thefutureofhealthnow.com/support and request a refund that will be issued immediately. No explanation needed. Here's the bottom line. If you don't feel like you've received 10 times the value from your membership over your investment in the Future of Health Now, we don't want your money, period. This means you have nothing to lose. You can log into the membership site, listen to the interviews, try our experts' free and natural methods, and if you don't instantly feel better, or if you don't think we're delivering above and beyond value, you don't pay a single penny. You can ask for it back within 60 days. It's that simple. You can click on the payment option that suits you best right now to get started. The registration page will open in a new window so you can continue listening, because there's a question you may be asking yourself right now. I'd love to join the Future of Health Now, but I'm not sure I can afford it right now. That's a valid concern, and I get it, because I've been there. So let me share my thoughts with you on that real quick. We recently surveyed 936 health-conscious individuals like yourself. We asked 3 questions. Our first question to them was, describe the health issues you're going through right now. We got a wide range of stories, from stubborn fat that won't go away, to exhaustion from diabetes medication, to fear of losing their mind to brain disease, to regrets about not taking care of themselves in their younger days, to getting old and having to depend on others. Our next question was, how does that affect your daily life? I won't repeat what was said here. Many of these letters made several people in our office cry. Personally, it burnt me up so much to hear how dignified human beings were treated by the medical system. I was sad, angry, and driven at the same time. But the answers I got for our third question bothered me the most. We asked, what's your plan to get better? And one response after another, we received vague non-plans. Almost 90% said something generic like, eat better, exercise more. Others were a little clearer and said they'd give up sugar, dairy, and caffeine. Yet a few simply said, don't have one, or I don't know where to start. So when I hear comments like, I'd love to join the Future of Health Now, but I'm not sure I can afford it right now, my response to that is this really a money issue or a commitment issue? Do you have a clear, specific plan with measurable actions to taking care of your health in place now? Is it something you've committed to? At the Future of Health Now, we know in our heart that lives are at risk with the wrong health information, but we also know lives are at risk without action. The real value of becoming a member of the Future of Health Now is not just the expertise, the cutting-edge science and health advice. The real value of becoming a member of the Future of Health Now is the fact that you'll be making a genuine commitment to your health. You'll be making actual changes to the way you take care of yourself. From every time you log into your membership, to watching another video, to taking action on the advice. What's more, you'll be surrounded by like-minded individuals who are there to support you and share with you. And that by itself is priceless. When you were younger, you may remember your mother telling you to stay away from the kids that were a bad influence. She didn't want you to get into trouble, pick up bad habits, or hang out with the wrong crowd. Well, now it's not just as good advice. It's actually scientifically proven. The New England Journal of Medicine recently published a Harvard study In that study, they discovered an X factor that doubled the chances of someone losing weight and keeping it off. What was this X factor? It wasn't exercise. It wasn't diet. It wasn't sleeping better. In fact, it wasn't drugs. It wasn't surgery. And it wasn't some new scientific procedure. You know what it was? It was a support group. When people had a caring community they had to report to, who supported them and looked after them, they naturally ate healthier, exercised more, and got better. Which means that when you become a member of the Future of Health Now, your potential for truly making changes to your health doubles. On the other hand, if you don't become a member, you'll have to ask yourself a tough question. Are you truly committed to a healthier life? By getting the most up-to-date bleeding-edge health information, 8 to 10 years before it becomes mainstream, and taking action on it, you can take that first step right now by choosing your payment option below this video. Let's summarize quickly what you get the moment you become a member of the Future of Health Now. You get instant access to the first 24 interviews we've done with our carefully researched, vetted, and selected health experts. You join a community of like-minded individuals in our private membership site where you can share your thoughts and comments. You get exclusive content that's only available to the Future of Health Now members. You can download and print out the transcripts to every one of our interviews so you can take notes, write in the margins, and highlight. You can get all these Future of Health Now membership benefits moments after you choose your payment option below this video. Here's a few final words. I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to thank you for becoming a member of the Future of Health Now. I want to thank you for making a choice today to take back control over your body, to take back independence over health. Take back your freedom to live the way you want to live. If you haven't registered yet, just click the payment option that suits you best and let's get started. You'll get instant access to the private members website of the Future of Health Now, where you'll get the most bleeding edge health information from the world's leading doctors, scientists, and medical researchers. There are 24 interviews in there all ready to get you started. And then we will let you know when we post another interview using our strict, rigorous vetting process. You will only ever get the most cutting-edge, solid, and proven health information with the Future of Health Now. And finally, this is your one and only opportunity to lock in today's special discount of up to 60% off. So please take advantage of it. And I'm looking forward to the incredible journey we're going to take together. Thank you again. I can't wait to chat with you inside our private membership site. See you in there.